Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to do something a little different today. If you've seen any of my past videos, you've probably noticed that I do these ridiculous gags, I guess you could call them. Today, I'm just going to try to talk. We're just going to talk, and I don't usually talk a lot. I'm not a big talker, a long talker. So we're going to try this out because I've been doing stand-up comedy. And I noticed that people who are pretty good at stand-up comedy can blab on and on. I'm not really a big blabber. I can't talk for hours, so but I'm going to start practicing. You guys are going to be my test subjects. So here it goes, all right? No gags, no silly pranks, no videos of me dancing or whistling or laying in the grass in my backyard. None of that stupid crap. It's just going to be me, unfiltered, blabbing. We'll see what happens, what I can come up with, all right? So I actually did a little test run not too long ago and came up with some stuff which I thought maybe I'd try with you guys right now. These are not jokes or anything. It's just me talking about stuff in my life, in the world, whatever. So yesterday, I got my computer here too. I'm gonna be staring down at it and typing into it once in a while, like if I can't remember something or I'm looking something up. So if you see me staring down, that's because I'm looking at my laptop, which is, see that? I got an Apple computer. Nothing but the best for this podcast. All right. So yesterday I went and got my hair cut. See that? You can it's pretty short. It's a lot shorter than I usually get it. My wife doesn't really like it. She didn't say that, but she said, that looks kind of like a military cut, which is like, your hair looks fucking stupid. That's basically what she's saying. I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, I like it at this length, You can kind of see the grays in there. That's normal. But like, I still got a lot of hair up here, right? Like, I'm not going bald by any stretch. I mean, my hairline went back a little bit, but it's been like that for a few years and it doesn't seem to be getting worse. So, you know what? Yeah, I don't give a fuck if it's a military cut, okay? The lady used the clippers. Yeah, by the way, it's this lady who runs this barber shop in Turners Falls, Massachusetts, called Ed's Barbershop. And she's worked there for like 30 years. And Ed died apparently last year. He was 94 years old. She worked for Ed, and now she runs the barbershop. She owns the barbershop. I guess she's, keeping the name as a tribute to Ed. So I thought she did a pretty good job. I know she's been doing it a long time. She got those clippers. Bzzz. So anyways, if you need a decent military cut, go to Ed's Barbershop in Turners Falls. They are not paying me to say that. What else? I got my car serviced yesterday. I got a Honda Civic. It's from 2012. It's got 113,000 miles on it. Love that car. I'm just praying and keeping my fingers crossed that I can keep this car rolling for a lot of years. Right? And so far, so good. There were no issues yesterday. What else? Oh, the big news in my life is that next Friday, which is today's Saturday, so next Friday, going in for my first colonoscopy. Woo, right? They're gonna be going up my bottom side. Okay, yeah, camera. So that's exciting, right? Yeah. The worst part I mean, I've never had anything that go that far up my butt before, or really up my butt ever. So I'm not really too worried about that because I'm gonna be out. Apparently I'm gonna be out cold. I'm gonna be in La La Land, and I'm not gonna feel or remember a damn thing, hopefully. Hopefully no issue, they don't find anything. But there's all this prep work. Like tomorrow, I start a special diet that I'm supposed to keep until the day before. The day before, so let me talk about the special diet first. It's supposed to be a low fiber diet. So you can't eat any raw vegetables, raw fruit, no fiber, okay? I'm a vegetarian, so this is a big part of my diet. So I'm not gonna be eating meat next week. I'm not gonna be eating any veggies. I'm not gonna be eating fruit. I can't eat whole wheat bread. They want you to eat white bread, regular pasta, no tomato sauce. So it's going to be pasta with olive oil and maybe some Parmesan cheese. Apparently you can eat cheese. Cheese is fine. Eggs are fine. It's going to be eggs, cheese, and even though I'm a vegetarian, I eat those things. I'm not a vegan. I just don't eat flesh, animal flesh, and no fish flesh. So it's going to be pasta, eggs, cheese, white toast. That's like it. I'm going to be eating that every day until the day before. Then the day before, there's this whole routine, which is going to suck ass. Okay, this is the part that's going to be awful. This is where they I bought a bunch of Gatorades today, like the 28-ounce jugs of Gatorade. And I bought some Miralax, powdered Miralax, which is a laxative. And they want me to chug one of these 28-ounce Gatorades with a shit ton of Miralax in it, like about 24 hours before. I do that, and then an hour later, I do another one, another 28-ounce Gatorade with Miralax, and then I think I do it again. Basically, and then I had to buy some pills, some laxative pills as well. So I'm just gonna the night before, I'm just gonna be shitting up a storm. They want me to fucking get rid of everything in my intestines. Like I'm gonna be shitting it all out, which is gonna suck. It's probably gonna give me a stomach ache. I've heard it's disgusting tasting. I'm gonna be up all night, probably having diarrhea, stomach cramps, all kinds of crazy shit. So the colonoscopy is supposedly the not so bad part of it all. But anyways, that's happening next week. Maybe I'll do another little podcast and let you guys know how it went, or let you know if my butt hurts or anything like that, right? Hopefully I don't have colon cancer, right? But when I was thinking of stuff going up my butt, right? Because that's what's going to happen. I started thinking about Richard Gere. Remember? Some of you people who are my age, in your 50s, right? You remember that Richard Gere had the most embarrassing media story ever about him. This was when I was a teenager. Richard Gere was a huge star, right? A huge movie star. And then this story came out that he went to the hospital. He went to the emergency room because, and I had never heard of this, and I still can't even fathom this. He went to the emergency room because he had a gerbil stuck up his ass. Let that sink in. A gerbil in his butthole. First of all, when I heard this, like 15-year-old me is like, how did a gerbil get up his butthole? Why was there a gerbil in his butthole? I was like, I don't want a gerbil up my butthole. Does this just happen, when you're sleeping or something? Well, it turns out it's a sexual thing. And some people like to have gerbils up their buttholes. I mean, what? Who would want a gerbil up their butthole? I'm guessing he thinks it feels good. Or they think it feels, anyone who does it thinks it feels good. Maybe it feels good. I don't care how good it feels. There's no rodent going up my ass ever, no matter what. Okay. But then I started thinking of like the logistics of this. Like, do you have to open up the butthole so that the gerbil can go up there? Like a butthole seems too tight, you know? So how does a gerbil go up the butthole? And then how's it get stuck up there? I guess, yeah, that would make sense. Once it's in there, how's it going to get out? You know, because it's tight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is all about. But anyways, that was probably, in my lifetime, the most humiliating PR story. I don't know if you call it a PR story. Like bad press, the worst story for your career that you can imagine. But he went on to have I don't think that killed his career or anything. So maybe I'm wrong here, but still, just the embarrassment, you know. I try to imagine me at the emergency room calling my wife, and something like, "Oh, hey, dear, could you come pick me up? I'm at the emergency." No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Things are okay now. No, I'm fine. It's just I had a gerbil up my ass. I'll explain later. Yeah. And they got the gerbil out of my ass for me. Like, what a terrible phone call to have to make to anyone you love, and it's just awful. I'm trying to think of some other really bad, most embarrassing celebrity stories. I'm staring down at my computer here. Let me just put my little specs on here. I could think of a few others. There was Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire, but I don't think that was his, while he was on stage. That happened to Richard Pryor too. His hair caught on fire, but that was a little worse because I think Richard Pryor's hair caught on fire because he was smoking crack or something, when like he burned his own hair. Michael Jackson, I don't think that was his fault. Let me just do a quick Google search for most embarrassing celebrity news stories. Oh yeah, there was one last week. It wasn't really a celebrity. But remember last week, Kristi Noem's husband. Kristi Noem's kind of a celebrity, I guess. She's a political celebrity. Her husband's not. But this might as well have happened to her. Maybe you heard this story where her husband he had some kind of weird sex fetish too. It's always some weird sex fetish that gets you in trouble. So just keep your sex normal, right? Or basic. Anyways, he apparently likes to put on fake boobs, like some like vest with fake boobs in it. And then he invited some prostitutes or maybe he met up with some prostitutes. And then he was whacking off with the prostitutes while he had on his fake boobs. I don't understand how that is sexy or interesting, but apparently he thought it was, and somebody made some videos or took some photos, and now Kristi Noem is fucked. And he's fucked too. But anyways, what do we got here? Here's a whole list of top embarrassing celebrity news stories. Let me just see if I can pick one that I recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a pretty bad one in 2011. It was revealed that Schwarzenegger had fathered a child with his housekeeper, Mildred Patricia Baena, leading to his divorce from Maria Shriver. Yeah, I kind of remember that one. That's not even close to the Richard Gere, just terrible, terrible news story. Well, these aren't that great. There's something about Lindsay Lohan here. Lohan filmed herself approaching a family of refugees in Moscow, accusing the mother of trafficking her own children, which resulted in the mother hitting her on camera. Okay, that just sounds stupid. That's still not nearly as bad. This is not I'm not really impressed. Let's go to BuzzFeed. There's one. Imagining. Well, we're not going to waste any more time on that. But to my way of thinking, the Richard Gere story was the most embarrassing celebrity moment of my lifetime. But I'm probably forgetting some really good ones. Oh, Mayor Marion Barry. He was the mayor of D.C. when I grew up in the D.C. area. He was caught smoking crack on video with some prostitutes. There's always prostitutes involved. Not always, but a lot of the times there's prostitutes involved. And I guess one of the prostitutes was an undercover cop. And they caught him red-handed, smoking the crack, hanging out with the prostitutes. And then when he found out that one of the prostitutes was an undercover cop, he made this famous comment, "The bitch set me up." And they caught that on video. I think that's what he said. "The bitch set me up." Yeah. Yeah, but she didn't make you smoke that crack, did she? Or hang out with some prostitutes. Oh man, people are really fucking stupid, man. What else is going on? I mean, you got this disaster war in Iran going on. Oh, Pam Bondi just got fired, right? And you got the disaster war in Iran going on. I mean, Pam Bondi, this is like going to be another Kristi Noem situation. She's a disaster, just like Kristi Noem. Hopefully, she'll do something, or we'll uncover something really embarrassing about her or someone in her life. I can't wait for that. But yeah, the news, the news is such a shit show lately. It's gas is at, I think it's over $4 a gallon now. My daughter's in college and she had to take an Uber tonight to get to work because our car that she uses at college is in the shop. And she doesn't want to lose her job and can't afford to lose her job. So insurance, she was in a like a minor accident. Nobody was injured or anything, but we had to get some work done on the car, and the insurance is covering it because it wasn't her fault. Someone rear-ended her. And but she's without a car now for like a month because they're waiting for parts and they're replacing the what do they call it? The hatch. The rear hatch. They're basically replacing it, and they're waiting for some other parts. But because she's not 21, they can't get her a rental car. So they agreed to pay for some Ubers. Well, she only works like 15 minutes from campus or less. I think maybe it's 10 minutes. Well, the Uber ride is $45 fucking one way, right? So we're gonna save the receipts and try to hit up the insurance company to get them to pay for the round trip Uber, which is like $90, which is probably more than she's gonna make tonight working at this restaurant. But part of the reason the Uber ride's so expensive is because fucking gas is like over $4 a gallon. I don't know. She's in New York State right now, so I don't know how much the gas is there right now. But I know that here in Massachusetts, where very close to 4 or topping 4, depending on where you are in the state. Or, we went driving around today. There were some areas where it was over $4. So, fuck you, Trump. All right, fuck this war. I mean, I shouldn't be complaining too much about gas, because there are people losing their lives, and that's even more fucked up. But yeah, considering you were bragging about not ever going to invade Iran or start a war, and then teaming up with your boyfriend Bibi Netanyahu there a few weeks ago to start this Iran war, it's real. It's just fucking brutal. I don't want to get into that too much, because I could go on a long rant that would not benefit anyone, and you've all heard it anyways. So today I worked in my garden. Sorry, I got an itch there. Not my garden, it's my wife's garden. Let's just get that straight. She is designing a garden and has been designing it for a couple of years now. So she researches and sketches out and does all the planning for the garden. And I'm like the grunt. I'm like her garden grunt. And usually what'll happen is she'll make some announcement to me like, oh, I got all this garden work to do this weekend, which means I'm going to be doing some garden grunt work. And I kind of get a little pissy. And I put up a little fight, because I know she's going to just boss me around and tell me what to do. And I'm just going to end up digging holes and shit. And she's like pointing, go over there and, like we need that over there. We need that kind of stuff. But sometimes we get into an argument, because I don't feel like spending 4 hours digging holes or whatever the fuck she wants me to do. But eventually I relent, and I give her away, and that makes her happy. Like today we did that it was only supposed to be about 2 hours. So I've been learning my lesson. I tell her, okay, I'm going to give you my services, but you got 2 hours, okay? 2 hours tops. Well, it turned out to be like 4 hours. Whatever. Today was a beautiful day. It was like 60 degrees and sunny, and it's been a brutal winter here in Massachusetts. So it felt pretty good to be out in the yard. And I didn't mind doing the yard work. It's physical work. I'm outside. I've been cooped up all winter, so I got to do some physical work, which I kind of like to do once in a while. I forgot to tell you, besides the fact that I helped my wife out with her garden, I also bought her some Easter flowers this morning. That's right. I should be getting fucking husband of the day, okay, today. Flowers in the morning, garden work in the afternoon. She bought me a soda. I was giving her shit about that. I was like, oh, this soda here, is this for the garden work I'm doing for you? Yeah, it was a good soda. So that wasn't so bad. But these are things, the nuances of being married, It does not pay to resist too heavily. Let's just put it that way. And the fights are not worth it. So, she's usually right anyways, most of the time. So it's good if I just take some direction. I told her I'm not very good at taking direction. I get upset, right? I don't like being told what to do. And she's like, yeah, me now. But whatever, she was right. It was a beautiful day, and I didn't mind doing it at all. And we're going to have these beautiful planters in our backyard. We have 4 planters. I was digging trenches because our garden is on a slight incline. So I had to dig into the small hill so that I could make the planters level, You don't want the planters to be leaning down the hill, so now they're level. I got my little level out. It's a little bubble between the two lines, right? My bubble was mostly between the two lines. It wasn't perfect, but looks pretty good. So we're getting a whole bunch of dirt delivered pretty soon. And we're gonna fill the planters with dirt, and then we're gonna pop some seeds in there. We're gonna grow flowers, and we're gonna grow some veggies. We're gonna grow some tomatoes, maybe some cukes, maybe some zucchinis, who knows? She's got a whole plan for it. So that was my day today. And it looks like I've been rambling for 25 minutes. So I think I started off by telling you guys that I'm not a big babbler or big talker, but apparently I can do some babbling, 25 minutes. Maybe next time I'll go for, 35 or, maybe someday 45 or an hour. But it's good to know that I can just talk if I need to. So anyways, you guys have a nice Easter, and we'll see you next time.